Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and I wanted to come to you really quick to give you. I'm considering this to be day two of the Alec Baldwin trial. If you are not familiar, this is Russ trial part two. Hannah Gutierrez was who was the armorer was tried a couple of months back now, and she was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, and this is what Alec Baldwin is on trial for right now, for involuntary manslaughter. Because if you're not familiar, he was the one. There was a film production for a movie called Rust. Alec Baldwin played the grandfather in this movie. Apparently this movie was about a young boy who either he killed somebody or he hurt somebody, and the city and people were trying to get this young man, and so his grandfather was trying to protect him, and so Alec Baldwin played that role. So on this set there were a lot of guns for reasons unbeknownst to any of us. There were live rounds on the set, and as we understood, the armorer, uh either she didn't know or she knew and didn't care. uh there were live rounds mixed up in there for some reason, and that's what happened. Halima Hutchins, who was the cinematographer, director of cinematography on the set, and the actual director, I can't think of what his name is, it just escapes me right now. They were doing a scene in the church, and Alec Baldwin was they were supposed to be doing a kind of blocking scene where he was to take the gun out or slowly take the gun out so they could have that close-up scene. In that whole situation, he's taking the gun out, fires the gun has a live round. That live round enters. Halima is in the front, and the director, I think, is standing like um diagonally behind her because he was looking at the camera, whatever, looking at the camera to see what was going on, to see the shot. Alec Baldwin shot the gun went off, uh and she was hit, and the gun went through her and then hit and lodged into the director. The director survived, but she did not, and this is why Alec Baldwin is on trial. So we sat our jurors yesterday. They came in today, opening statements. Basically, the prosecution is saying that the gun was in Alec Baldwin's hand. Alec Baldwin shot the gun. He didn't mean to shoot or hurt anybody, but there was a reasonable expectation that because it was a gun, he should have known that it could hurt somebody, and that he was reckless in there shooting the gun, and therefore he caused the death of Halima Hutchins. What the defense is saying is that he was not responsible because he wasn't the one who put the bullet in the gun. Everybody had a reasonable expectation that there were no live rounds because there are not supposed to be any live rounds on a movie set. I think that's what SAG-AFTRA has put in there as far as a thing. I think that's what OSHA has talked about, that there's not supposed to be any live rounds. So the defense is saying, hey, you already convicted the armorer for this because the armorer was the one negligent. He's an actor. He is playing out the scene. He is supposed to believe, just like with anybody else, that the scene is supposed to be safe and he's in a safe situation, that everybody was safe, that even if he misfired the gun, that it wouldn't be his responsibility, simply because it's a land of make believe. There weren't supposed to be any live rounds on the set in the first place. You've got the culprit, you have the armorer. Why are you punishing the actor? The actor is because he is Alec Baldwin, and he is big and shiny, and Alec Baldwin has a past of being the loudmouth, bravado, and all this other stuff. So you're here to put him in jail for something that you've already convicted somebody else for. So that is basically the opening statements. And if you watch the Hannah Gutierrez trial, the same people are coming back up here. You had the police officers who came on the scene. They talked about how chaotic the scene was. They talked about how difficult it was to put the police tape around to secure the evidence and all this other stuff. You had the detective who came on the scene, the police officer. He's now retired. You had him come out and talk about how he secured the gun in his car. how everybody was running around. It was just kind of little chaos, and they were trying to wrangle in as much of the chaos as they could. So that is basically what went on with this trial. So we're going to go in tomorrow. I'm not going to go. My reviews of this is not going to be witness A said this and witness B. I'm just giving you the overviews because, like I said, I'm watching this while I'm watching a little bit of it as I'm watching from work, so I don't get the blow by blow by blow. But I covered the Hannah Gutierrez part of this, and I'm going to cover this because this interests me in the fact that safety on sets. And not just talking about safety on sets with guns, safety on sets with actors and actors that do stunts, safety on set with all the different people who are on there, for the cinematographers, for the directors, for the grip man, for these stunts and these stunt men and stunt women and stuff like that. Safety on set. And so I'm thinking that this is going to set a whole lot of precedents on in regards to safety on set, because now this is the big deal. I think the last there have been some couple of, not even a couple, there have been a few movie sets that have had incidents where there have been death on the movie set. And I think this is the second one that I have seen where there was gunfire. I remember The Crow, they had that, there was gunfire. um there have been deaths on the set, and a lot of them that I remember have been the stunt men or the stunt women dying during a scene or something like that. But this case is going to be interesting because now we have a big time Hollywood actor. Oh, I wanted to talk about too, the defense did win the motion that Alec Baldwin is only going to be seen, or be the jury is only going to know that he was the actor on set, not that he was the producer, because the producers have a certain set of liability as well. But the way that they're working it out for Alec Baldwin in this particular phase of it is that they can say that he was the actor on the show, but they're not going to talk about that he was one of the producers. So because the prosecution was like, well, as him being the producer, it was his responsibility to understand the safety and things and stuff going on like that. So it's going to be interesting. This is interesting. The first day is how I expected it. You're going to get the experts up there, and they're going to be talking about all those different things. I'm looking to see some of the other people that are going to come in, and they're going to talk about what's going on. But again, that's my quick overview. I'm trying to keep it less than 10 minutes just to give you all an understanding of what's going on with that trial. What do you all think? Are you all following it on Court TV? Let me know down in the comments. All right, people, we do this. We're going to be doing this every day. This trial is supposed to last 10 days. So we're in day 2. So we have 8 more days to go. So please leave your comments down. Again, please like and subscribe to this channel. Please share this video if you care. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos, child. And as always, people, bye bye.